bum, bada bum bum, bum, bada bum bum, bum, bada bum bum, bum, bada bum bum,
Dice,
bum bum,
rolls,
bum bum,
dragons,
bum bum,
trolls.
adventurous.
Okay, are you ready
used to be.
to jump back in? What are you doing?
Sorry.
Would you like to share with everyone your old lady?
You want to hear my?
Mhm.
Okay. I said, kids these days, they're not what they used to be. Why?
A timeless saying.
Not that I would know. I'm a kid these days, so.
It's true, but there's younger kids than you, and you're starting to experience the never-ending cycle problem where kids these days. You know what I'm saying? They're just not the way they used to be. That's called nostalgia. All right. Are you ready to jump into the record?
Yes.
Cool.
But is it the recap?
It can be the recap, but first we have to do something that we do every week, which is welcome back to Dadventurous. We are back for another episode. Yep, and this one was another big cliffhanger last time, although it was a dragon in your face hanger. A little different than a cliff.
Or perhaps it was an airship hanger.
Ooh, nice. And so we will jump back into that recap in a minute, but first we wanted to do...
We have a little shout out to do.
Yes,
to one of our viewers.
To one of our viewers and to what do you call that? An achievement. We've reached an achievement.
We achieved a milestone.
Amelia, 10 years old out there, sent us our very first
fan
art. And it was amazing. And we're going to post it on social media. And it was awesome. So thank you, Amelia. And thank you to everyone else.
So much.
We've had a lot of people sending us some questions recently. So we're going to have some of those. And then people just asking about the podcast and sending us warm wishes, so thank you all.
Thank you all so much for the support and listening and shenanigans and
shenanigans. And hopefully we'll keep getting more art, because that was pretty cool. So
that was one of our very first goals when we first started the podcast, was to someday have fan art.
Yep. So thank you. All right. Are you ready to jump back into the recap?
Oh, yeah.
Last time, we were back in the airship, as we've been for the last couple episodes, making your way back to the scrape, making your way back to Briarport, and eventually heading out over the sea and towards Far-Flung Tower.
We shall go where some people have gone before.
It's true, but you don't know anybody who have gone before.
That's true.
And so you were sailing out, and as you were approaching Far-Flung Tower, you were noticing this fog down low.
And the purpley mist.
Yep, this wild, magic-y, storm-esque clouds of mist and nonsense above. So you guys were trying to find a balance between the two. You made your way down into the fog, but too late, as something saw you in the storm, in the magic.
And the wild magic mist tore away from our magic mist and fog.
It did. And what did it reveal?
It revealed a surge dragon.
It did.
The very first one.
The first and only, so far,
only so far,
surge dragon.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, it popped out of the obscure vision. It was purple and dark color. It had that swirly magical mist about it. It had kind of a carapace beetle-like shell and big wings that were partially dragon, partially like beetle wings. Very weird looking. And it reared back and roared in your guys' direction. Nice. I don't even need to make a sound effect.
Yay.
And that is where we are now. You are on an airship with your people. You got Beryl, Maud. I had to say it correctly this time. Harwick, because I said it wrong.
Wait, what did you say?
I said Meryl and Bod.
Yeah, Meryl and Bod.
So Beryl, Maud, Harwick, Flibbit, of course.
Flibbit.
Gunther, of course.
Gunther.
Czar,
Yasmin.
and 3 random bloodhounds.
Yeah.
As this dragon roars and dips back into obscured sight. disappears for a moment.
Mm.
Beryl looks over to you. Maud looks over to you. And everyone goes, "That's not good."
I agree. But me and Beryl have done this kind of before.
Kinda.
We fought a dragon before. Kind of.
She goes, "Yeah, kinda." And Flibbit flies up to you and he goes, "Oh boy. All right. What are we doing?"
We're continuing and trying not to fall, I guess. Can't sink in the
Czar
air.
is
in the
next
air.
to you and he just goes, "Huh, good idea. Don't fall." And then he walks off and shakes his head.
See, this is why we're not friends. We're just truce.
Yeah. And you guys hear in the clouds another roar pass by. And so you guys are on high alert. The airship is not super big. You have kind of the two baskets side-tied so that it was able to support more people.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of movement, but we're talking about like a 30 by 30 basket.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
It's decent, but with that many people on there, there's not a lot of room for movement. And the distant roar echoes through the clouds. So it seems like where you saw it was off, we'll say, the port side. This last time you heard the roar, it's kind of coming off the starboard side. It seems like it's
also,
circling.
I'd like to add, for those of you who have no idea how boats work,
All right, fair.
the port is the left and the starboard is the right. Just for those who don't know
I
how
suppose
boats
that's
work.
fair. I suppose that's fair.
You can keep using it,
All
but
right.
just as a
So,
reminder.
It was off the port side, now it's off the starboard side, the right side, and so it feels like this dragon is circling you.
Okay.
You have a moment to prepare yourself, but then we're going to jump into some skill challenge type stuff.
Okay. I shout to everybody, keep your eyes peeled. It's in the fog, but we might be able to see it. Keep your eyes peeled, open, and get ready for a fight. And I draw my bow.
Yep, and everyone gets ready. Czar activates his hammer.
I'd like to go up to the front of the boat, if I have time
the
to
bow,
move.
if you will.
The bow.
Which is the front.
Which is the front?
That's true. Okay, yeah. We'll say that you have a moment to kind of position yourselves. Everyone's kind of getting ready. Czar's standing near the side rail. He's got his crew doing the same thing.
Go up to the front and keep my head on a swivel.
Yep. And as you are out there keeping your head on a swivel, you see this dragon emerge once more. It's kind of actually off the stern a little bit.
Oh.
It's circled fully around. And you see this glowing sort of purple energy as it is rushing towards you guys.
Like out of its mouth or just...
Yes, out of its mouth.
Oh dear.
But it's not doing anything quite yet, but it's flying towards the ship, and as it flies towards the ship, it just goes right past. Woof, and this big gust of wind hits all of you guys, especially those people who were on the starboard side. You were kind of on the front, and so people are going to be making dexterity saving throws. Mm-hmm. You can do it at advantage because you were at the front, you weren't on the side.
Dexterity?
Yeah.
17.
17. You're good. Gunther and Flibbit were on that side as well as Czar and his people. They're all fine. Everyone else was out of the way. So the only person that fell over was a random bloodhound guy.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't have a name, but he goes, "Oh!" and he falls down, and he is prone for the moment. And the dragon disappears again into the clouds. Okay. So now on this next time, as we're coming through, we're going to roll initiative.
Okay.
And this is just going to be the initiative of who goes first, you guys or the dragon.
Do I roll?
You're rolling for everybody.
Do I get to add my...
Huh?
Do I get to add my plus?
Yeah, the dragon's got a decent plus.
Great. Non-natural 20.
Okay. So non-natural 20. Okay, so you go first. This time you see this dragon come back out of the clouds. This time it flaps up to a paused position. It's not flying quite so fast. Rears its head back, mouth filling with that wild magic breath looking attack. But you guys are going first. What are you doing?
Wait. Do I get to use my stuff? I might... Did he use my lightning arrow? Did I use my lightning arrow?
Your lightning arrow? No, you ended up saving it, and you were using Scraper's Bane.
So I still have lightning, cold, smoke, poison, sonic, and sunlight. According to my
I thought you
inventory.
had used poison.
No, I used acid.
Then I believe so. While you're
I don't
thinking,
want to use it
you
yet.
see Maud release a couple shots. Both of them, ping, ping, off this dragon, don't hit. Flibbit launches out his Sacred Stench attack. It hits, but for a minor amount of damage, as the dragon seems to have succeeded.
Okay. Can I aim for something specifically on such a big creature, or?
That's not really a rule, but I'll allow it with like a higher difficulty.
Okay.
Yeah? What are
I
you thinking?
would like to pull out my lightning arrow.
Okay.
Lightning arrow. Which does. Do you remember how? Or yeah, I guess we'll get to that in a moment. And I would like to knock it, and it crackles with blue electric energy, and I would like to shoot it.
Okay.
For a non-natural 20 yet again.
A non-natural 20 does hit this thing as it charges up with lightning and crackles along. You go ahead and shoot it out. I'm looking real quick. Okay, so it's 5d8.
5d8?
Mhm.
Ooh, plus my normal arrow damage, or no?
Not for this. No, this is
5d8.
This is you launching it. As you release
good.
it from the bow, it immediately turns into a lightning bolt.
Ooh, okay.
And like this kind of past world technology, I like to think of a spark plug at the front. And as you like pull it back, it like sparks a couple times. And then as you release it, it like sends a copper wire spark through the whole thing and
Oh, that's rad.
goes off that way.
Okay, so the first roll was a 4. 5. 13 total. 5d8, you said?
Mm-hmm.
17 total. Which is 20 total lightning damage.
20 damage. Nice. So you launch it out.
Again, my question, can I aim for something on such a big creature with a high enough roll
What
of a
were you trying to aim for?
its mouth?
Its mouth? Let me look at its AC. Here, I'm going to roll something. It works. So I set a DC in my head. The dragon's moving around, but since I had said that it was stationary,
It is stationary.
and you were able to aim for its mouth,
That was
I
my
rolled a luck dice. You got it.
Yes.
Got an 18 on the luck dice. So you launch forward, the lightning bolt pierces right through and aims for the mouth of this dragon.
This thing's about to get bug zapped.
Bug zap. Yeah, describe to me what you're imagining.
What I'm thinking, I knock the arrow, it crackles with energy, I shoot it, it turns into a lightning bolt sort of shaped thing.
Yeah.
And I like to think that this thing is opening its mouth ready to probably exhale some sort of deadly substance. But I like to think that as it's opening its mouth, the lightning bolt goes right through its teeth and into the throat.
Okay, into the throat. And it was charging up, and then it goes and starts coughing. As lightning shocks through it, you do the damage. And what it was about to release, this wild magic breath, I'm going to say that we're going to see if it can hold concentration.
Oh.
And if it's able to hold concentration based on the damage you did, it will still get the opportunity on its turn. If not, you will have disrupted
Yay.
this.
That's what I was aiming for.
And so
And also bug zapping it.
it did not succeed. I rolled a 4. And so it failed its constitution check, and you are able to pause this moment of breath.
Nice.
The electricity shocks through it. Everybody releases all this stuff. Czar can't do anything. He's too far away. That kind of thing.
Does he have any ranged weapons?
He is not a ranged guy. And Yasmin pulls out a crossbow, fires at it. The dragon, unaffected.
Oh.
And so you're watching as this dragon instead flies in on its turn, and it is going to attempt to slash at the balloon.
Oh.
And so pulls out some crazy multicolored claws, flies in, and goes for an attack on the balloon.
Ooh, uh-oh.
I just rolled a nat 20.
I'm going to be on repair duty again, aren't I?
And so this is, I don't necessarily have damages and things like that, but what you notice is a bunch of the canvas material that the balloon is made of just slices through.
Oh.
Some of that flame, hot air is seeping out, and you guys list hard to that direction, and then the dragon fades out again.
Do I have time to shout?
Yeah, we're doing this not like normal combat, so
Okay.
yes, go ahead.
I shout to Beryl. Do you have any of those fancy magic patches again?
Yep, and she goes...
Did you stock up on those?
She goes, yep, I got it. And she points at the 3 bloodhounds, and she goes, you 3, get over here. And she starts putting them to work. I'm going to say Gunther probably goes and helps with this too. He starts getting everything out and handing it to them, and she's directing them. These guys are going to go about repairing the ship, but currently you guys are teetering downward.
Okay. Down towards... Are we still over ocean? We're probably still over ocean.
You think so. You cannot see anymore.
Oh, dear.
Because the fog is thick.
Okay.
And so you hear the roar again, and this whoosh in the clouds, and then whoosh in the clouds, and the dragon is coming back. It's circling back in. And Czar goes, it's coming back around. Get ready. And he gets up on the rail and holds onto the rope with one hand, and he's hanging off the edge of the ship with his hammer. He's like, come on.
Again, my advice, try not to fall.
And so, this time, you're looking, just silent. No flap of the wings, no whoosh noise, no reveal.
I look, I peek over the edge.
Okay.
And
Make
look
a perception
down.
check.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Non-natural 20.
A non-natural 20. You look over and down, and you see a little tail wiggling back and forth. And at about that time, you hear a growl from behind you on the other side of the ship. This thing was massive. This thing is a giant dragon, right?
Yeah.
And so you saw the tail, which means the head is on the other side.
Oh.
And you
I whip around.
and you turn around.
Behind you!
And then this time, let's roll another little mini initiative to see who goes first. Oh, baby.
A 16.
I got a 24. This time, you see the tail, you turn around and look, and the dragon's head comes up over the rail, looks at all of you guys, and finally releases this wild magic breath.
Oh.
And so I have this set up in a couple different A's. Can you roll a D12 for me?
Oh, okay. That's not quite as big as the Wild Magic
No,
Storm
this is not a
table.
D100 thing. This is different.
5.
5.
Am I going to get trapped in an invisible box again?
Okay. Suddenly, you feel the deck, the wooden platform deck that you guys were on, no longer feels solid.
Oh.
And it feels very squishy, very gelatinous, and the ship's hull has turned to jelly. And so,
Wait, like jelly or jello?
like Jell-O.
Oh, okay.
Like, you can kind of walk on it, but you're slurping through it right now. And everybody sinks down into
Except
the
Flibbit.
thing, except for Flibbit. And you'll have to have half speed movement.
Oh.
And then to get out of it, you actually have to make a strength check.
Oh.
If you're trying to move, you have to first make a strength check.
Oh,
So,
wow.
The ship becomes jelly. Kind of the cool aspect about that, too, is that it turns translucent.
Oh.
And so
useful.
you can see the body of the dragon now underneath, hanging on to the bottom of the ship, as it is now your guys' turn.
That's useful.
This dragon right here looking at you just released its breath.
Okay.
And I was going to say, just in case you were unsure of what to do, Czar is going to make his strength check as he jumps down into the Jell-O. I said he was up on the side rail.
Yeah.
He jumps in, and he's going to make an athletics check, easily breaks through, charges through this jello.
Wait, he just like goes straight down?
No. Like it's still ground.
Okay.
You're not going to go through.
It's just
It's
jelly.
just thick jelly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But he lands in it. He easily breaks through the hold on his feet, charges forward, has his hammer glowing with power, and he goes for an attack on this dragon.
He's probably the highest strength person.
Yeah, he has an
Here,
insanely
so-
high strength score. And so he launches forward with his hammer, and he gets enough to hit, and he is going to launch. How much damage does he do is the question. Oh. Zar goes up, does 14 damage to this thing.
Oh, wow.
As he just hits it once, hits it twice with his hammer, and the dragon rears back in pain. But not like damaged pain.
Yeah.
Just annoyance.
Just annoyance. All right. Is there any higher points on this ship, or is it just...
I mean, there are higher points, but they're kind of a little bit inside of the hot air balloon style canvas thing. So you can
Okay.
get up,
I
but
think...
there's also flames and hot air.
Yeah, I think I'll just stay here.
Okay, so you stay here.
Also, I have a range of 120 feet
You
on my
do
bow,
indeed.
so I basically don't need to move. I'm just going to just knock a...
Oh, also, you missed. You only took one shot last time.
Oh,
So you can take an extra attack.
okay. Hang on, I need to check something.
Okay.
How close is Zar?
To you, I said if
No, to the dragon. Sorry.
melee, probably 10 feet, because he's big guy with a big hammer. Why?
Checking your range of something. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to say that I can take an extra attack, so I can take 3 attacks this turn because I
Yes.
didn't. Okay.
Yes.
For my first 2 shots, going to be normal from my bow.
Okay.
Just first attack is 21 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Yay. And dragon takes 12 piercing damage.
Okay.
Second hit is I'm assuming a 13 doesn't hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. Third hit, I am going to cast 2nd level Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
And
Do I dodge that?
yeah, make a dexterity saving throw.
High dexterity. I got a 16.
Yeah, that hits. So
Aha.
nothing.
Nothing.
Wait, hang on. Next time you... Oh, sorry. So I still need to attack with my arrow. You
Oh,
just
okay.
dodged the thorns. So, wait. Yeah, so you saved from the thorns, but my arrow should probably still hit you because I got a 29.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay.
But still taking
And-
some damage, just not the thorn.
Just not the thorns. Okay. And you take 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
That was my very big turn.
Yep.
That is all I can do.
You
I'm going
see
to stay here.
everybody else attempt to help. I rolled terribly on attacks. Flubbit tries to launch out a stench spray. The dragon dodges it again. Maud releases her bow. She's hitting, but it's just deflecting. It's not doing a lot of damage.
Did my arrows deflect? I wanted to
you-
ask that.
Well, the ones that missed, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you hit, but it like pinged off the armor.
Okay.
The ones you're hitting with are hitting, and the
Okay.
dragon roared back in pain or whatever. But that being said, the dragon just kind of looks around, has gotten beat up, has taken a couple shots, doesn't seem too worried about it. As it releases from the ship on its turn and dives away, it is going to use one of its legendary actions.
Oh no.
And so it flaps down next to the ship, and it is going to do a wing attack.
Oh.
And so the dragon beats its wings. Each creature within 20 feet of the dragon must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or get blown backwards.
So me included?
So, yeah, pretty much Yeah, with your side, it's going to come up. It's going to be basically everybody on this ship.
Okay. Said there were 30.
Oh, no, within 20 feet. No, actually, you wouldn't be in it. So it would be Czar, it would be Beryl, and it would be Gunther and those guys. But you and Flibbit were on the other side of the ship.
Okay.
And the 3 bloodhounds have wiggled their way up and are currently patching
the balloon.
And Yasmin is a ranged person, it seems. And so Czar succeeds.
Ooh,
Beryl,
yay.
nat 1.
Oh no. Beryl.
Gunther succeeds.
Oh.
We'll say Gunther ducks into his shell real quick and just kind of hockey pucks across the
just
jelly.
Spins around.
On the jelly and gets to a little spot where he forms a little divot in the jelly and starts spinning in one spot. Czar easily just holds his hammer up and
Plants
down and forces himself to succeed through the wind. Beryl, however, was directing those guys with repair. She sees this dragon. She's just not paying attention as much. And so she gets blown off the wheel and into the sidewall of the ship. And she is going to take 14 damage.
Oh.
As she gets hit.
Wow. Shout, Beryl!
I'm fine. All right. The dragon disappears again. And you guys notice that it goes back into the clouds. It seems to disappear.
I'm just very arrow knocked and ready to go, but looking around.
Okay. There's a period of time. Nothing happens.
Look down again at the bottom of the ship just to make sure.
You look down, it's translucent still. The jelly's still there. No dragon.
Okay. I'm looking around.
Beryl gets back up, fights her way through the jelly back to the wheel, and she takes control again.
All right.
You want to make a perception check?
Yeah, I do. I do want to make a perception check. Natural 1 for a 6.
Natural 1 for a 6. You notice nothing. You notice that those guys are doing a pretty good job patching that sail. And Beryl, you were kind of just watching Beryl get back to the ship. You kind of forget for the moment about the dragon. Beryl looks at you and she goes, "What the heck? Did it leave?"
I don't know. It disappeared again.
And Flibbit flies over to you and he goes, "I don't like the sound of this.
I don't either.
Or the look or the feel of it either. I don't like anything of it."
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And slowly the hull of the ship slowly starts to form back into wood.
Oh,
the jelly dissipating. You guys are sailing along. Eerily quiet.
I keep my ears perked.
Keep your ears perked. Okay. You make your way down, and Beryl has got you guys down in the fog.
Mm-hmm.
She's trying to keep it low for the most part. After a moment, Gunther's like, Did you hear that, Kia?
I think so. What is
Can
it?
you please make a perception check again?
Much better, a 21.
You hear a familiar chittering noise. You hear a familiar flapping noise. You think, is that the dragon coming back? And then you hear these screeches, and as you break through a opening in the fog, you actually can see down towards the ocean. You're still above water, but the waves are starting to crest, and you are starting to see rocks. And you actually see down through there at one point a reef, kind of shallow reef area, and a ship broken on the rocks.
Oh.
And as you're looking down through that hole, coming up as the fog starts to fill back in through there, about a dozen surge scarabs flying up toward your guys' ship.
Oh. I shout to Beryl, "Evasive maneuvers! Evasive maneuvers!"
Evasive maneuvers. She goes, "All right." And she takes the wheel and she just spins it hard and sends you guys into the fog. Can you please make a dexterity saving throw?
Evasive maneuvers. 26.
26, you're able to hold on. Most of the people are able to hold on. And you guys curve into the fog. And I'm going to do a roll to see how many of these guys noticed you and where to head. Okay, so 2 of them, of the dozen, were on your tail.
Oh.
But the rest of them didn't
Lost.
quite get an eye. So 2 surge scarabs come through the fog, and they land on the deck. And can you please roll initiative?
Yes. This is very intense. Episode. 21.
21. You and Czar are first as these surge scarabs, a little bit bigger than some of the other ones you've seen. Almost like they're just covered in more horns and spikes for bashing. And they roar their little chittery teeth, and they click towards you. But you and Czar are going first with Flibbit close behind, but after the scarabs.
Okay. And
in the meantime, we'll say, I forgot to roll for Maud. Maud's at the bottom, so that's fine. Beryl and the Bloodhounds and all those people are tending to the ship. All right, you're first.
How far away are they?
They have landed on deck.
Yeah, but okay.
So one is probably within melee, and one is on the other side of the deck, near the stern.
Okay.
So probably 20 feet away.
So if I were to shoot, I can technically make 2 attacks on my action.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make those with different weapons?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
So I'm going to, first, since my bow's already out, I'm going to knock an arrow and shoot once at the
distant one.
The distant one, the distant surge scarab.
Okay.
And see if that hits. It is a 25.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. I have an extremely high plus. And then, maximum damage for 14 piercing damage.
14 piercing damage. Nice.
To the far one. And then I'm going to put away my bow and unsheath my fork knife and take a stab at the one
in front of you?
right next to me.
Nice.
For a 19 hit.
Yep.
Yay. For 10 piercing damage.
Okay, 10 piercing damage. So you're kind of going for both.
Mm-hmm.
Czar's turn. He turns at the one to the stern. He looks over at you, sees you got that one handled, and he rushes forward, landing on non-jellied deck as he runs backwards, and he is going to attempt to ram this guy with his charge attack.
Yeah.
And so he runs forward and straight line into a target and hits with a gore attack. Let's see if he hits. Easily hits. And the creature takes 9 more damage from Czar as he plows into this thing, and it's looking hurt in the back. Okay. The scarab's turn. This thing, the one right next to you, goes to take a bite attack on you.
Ooh. Not again.
Oh, a 13 doesn't hit, does it?
Ooh, yeah, no, it doesn't.
Okay, fails at that. And it is going to make a tail attack at you. It can do a multi-attack.
It has a tail?
Uh-huh. It it has kind of like a stumpy little nub on the back.
Oh.
And it's more of like a scorpion spike type thing.
Oh.
And so it's just doing that.
I like that they're different bugs. Because
Yeah,
the
they're
first
always
ones
a
that I
little
saw were
different.
beetles. But
Yeah, this
now
one's a
they're
little weirder. It's almost like it looks like a beetle up front, but it kind of carries into sort of like almost like a scorpion or like a pill bug type thing in the back. And it spins it around and whips at you, but only rolled a 14, which I also think doesn't hit you.
No, it does not.
Okay, so he fails. The one going for Czar, because he's right next to him, same thing. Bite attack. Ooh, succeeds on the bite attack. Fails on the tail attack. So, Czar takes 14 damage.
Ooh.
As this thing reaches forward for a bite attack, and you watch as Czar kind of stumbles a little bit, shakes his head, and you can tell that he was affected by that classic surge scarab. Not full pass out. Czar's a little too strong for that, but definitely hit with some mems. some straight up mems to the brain. You know how it is. Mems to the brain. Yep.
Wait, are you writing that down?
No, I was not. And then it is Flibbit's turn. He goes, Kia, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
He goes and launches an attack on the thing. It's going to make a dexterity saving throw. It fails. Flibbit is super cool.
Flibbit's super cool?
11 damage from Flibbit.
Ooh.
The one kind of next to you is starting to look pretty hurt.
Nice.
Maud's turn. takes your bow 2 attacks. Oh, that was so sad. It was on a 20, and then it rolled to a 2.
Oh, no.
But the second one hits, and she hits one with Czar, but only does 6 damage. Okay, we're back around to the top of the turn. That's you.
The turn. All right. I'm...
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Do we have to roll again?
No. You notice the sounds of a high-speed aerial thing as another whoosh goes by. I'm going to roll dice, see if it was port or starboard.
Huh.
You are currently on the starboard side. It is your side, sorry.
Oh, no.
And so, can you please make a dexterity saving throw as the dragon has appeared once more and flies right past the airship, trying to knock you guys aside.
I can make a dexterity saving throw. Will I succeed? Probably. Does a 20 succeed?
That does succeed.
Yeah.
You were able to do that. I should also do. They're good. Okay,
Yay.
now it's your turn.
All right. Has the dragon disappeared again?
Yep, it's just flashing by in quick movements.
I'm going to take 2 melee attacks at this scarab.
Mhm.
Surge scarab right next to me. 25
Yeah,
for the first
that
attack.
hits.
I have high plus.
You do.
Least amount of damage, however, for 6 piercing damage
To the one right next to
to
you.
the one right next to me.
Go ahead and tell me how you defeat it.
Oh. I'm stabbing it.
Okay.
So with my fork knife.
Yep.
So I like to think that I lift it up and stab it. Stab it. Like I lift it up and stab it so that it's kind of like a skewer, but
Oh, I see.
yeah,
You skewer it.
Yeah.
So you have a skewered surge scarab, and then after a second, it fizzles off as it does into that dust, leaving behind arcane magic trail. Okay, that's your turn. You have another hit.
I do have another hit.
Mhm.
Can I switch that to my bow?
Yeah,
or-
that's fine.
All right. So I'm going to switch that to my bow and sheathe my fork and take out my bow and shoot at the one that Czar is fighting. For 19?
19 hits.
Yee. And for just a normal arrow, so 10 piercing damage.
Nice. Okay. Czar nods in respect towards you,
Oh, yay.
pulls down his hammer, goes for 2 pound down attacks. Natural 1. Natural 3. The scarab is ready for Czar's attack. He dodges left, he dodges right.
The mems are too
Czar
powerful.
misses. Yeah, he was blinking behind. He was remembering some of that time down in the caves, and it just made him miss. Unfortunate. The scarab
focused
turns,
on the
looks at
dwarves.
Czar, sees a target, and goes for some more attacks. Natural 17. That's going to hit. So again with the bite attack. But only 5 damage.
Oh,
Rolled awful.
not bad.
Flibbit's turn. No, that was the scarab's turn. Flibbit's turn goes for the sacred flame. Fails. Maud's turn.
Sacred stench.
Sacred stench. Sorry, still does half damage. 1 damage. Maud's turn. 2 shots. Hits with 1.
Ooh, yay.
7 damage. This thing's starting to look pretty hurt. Just took 8 more damage from Maud and
But it's
Flibbit.
Not
It's
dead
down
yet.
It's close. It's low.
Mm.
End of the round. You guys are focused on this scarab. Can you please make a perception check for me?
I can. 15.
15. None of you paying attention quite hard enough,
Oh no.
as suddenly you feel the hackles on the back of your neck raise, and you turn around again
My tail
right
poofs.
as another magic blast comes towards the ship. Can you please roll for me another D12?
Not again.
If it's a 5, re-roll.
6.
6. Kind of fitting.
Huh?
Yeah, okay. Suddenly, the wood that had just become jelly
Yeah.
and started to repair starts to tear apart again
Oh no.
and create some interesting sort of wooden sculptures and wooden...
It's just like growing into
Yeah, it's like
sculptures.
growing, but it's right in the middle of the ship, and this causes the ship pieces to start breaking apart.
Oh.
And that addition that they added on to the thing even though there's some beautiful woodwork now in the middle, some like new fancy rails, there's like a carved peacock, like all this beautiful stuff, but it's causing the ship to break apart.
Oh.
And so, can you guys who are on that starboard side, which is you, some other people, the ship lurches, cracks, lists downward as part of it starts falling off. Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can hold on.
Dexterity. 18.
18, okay, you're good. Actually, everybody succeeded.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're able to hold on, but the ship is getting busted up.
Right.
It is now.
I
And the
shout
dragon
to everybody
disappears again.
else
Mhm.
on the starboard basket. Shout, try to get to the other basket. We can make it. We won't have to worry about this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to try, and if I can, I'm going to try and move with my movement to the other
Yep.
basket.
And so I'm going to ask you to make an acrobatics check to see if you get your full movement. If you don't succeed, you can still move, but it's half movement.
15?
Yep. And so you are able to clamber like a cat, as
cat.
you would expect, leaping from thing to thing.
Jump and grab and...
And you land on a very, very sturdy carved bear that is now in the middle of the ship.
I'm just standing on top of it.
Yep. You're standing next to it, and you're off of the angle.
Okay.
That's just your movement?
Yep. And the dragon disappeared again.
It did, and the scarab is down on that side looking up towards you. Or no, this was the one with Czar, sorry. The one on the stern didn't have that. It's now just back there fighting Czar next to a very beautifully hand-carved canoe.
Hey, now we have a boat.
Yeah, that's true.
I am going to just shoot. First attack I'm going to shoot my bow at the Surge Scarab again and finish these off. For 26.
That hits.
And 11 piercing damage.
That will do it.
Okay.
So, explain that one. You're standing on a carved bear.
I'm standing on a carved bear. I like to think that Kian knocks the arrow and sees that she's standing on a carved bear and is going to, just for fun, is going to try and do a backflip off of it as she shoots the arrow.
Okay.
So I would like... Can I make an acrobatics check
Sure.
for this? Because I want to see.
You want to see if you want to do it.
If
Completely unnecessary and awesome backflip to launching. Okay. Please roll a nat one.
I actually rolled Okay, so as a total, I rolled a 4, so total is 11.
11. We'll say.
I did roll a 4.
We will say with an 11. We'll say you do the backflip, but you don't rotate enough, and it looks kind of intentional, but you land on one knee, but it's on a wood deck.
Oh,
and so
ow.
It looks kind of cool, but it also, if anyone was watching it, they go, ooh, because you succeed in the backflip, but it hurts, and you take 1 point of damage. Just because it's funny. For doing unnecessary backflips.
And I get up and rub my knee.
Yeah, it is quite sore.
Ow.
And then you launched your attack.
I launched
How did
my
it
arrow.
defeat it while you were doing this failed partially failed backflip?
I release it mid partially failed backflip, and it shoots through and wedges in a kink in the kink in the armor, as they say.
Nice.
Wedges in between the plates.
Okay. Wedges in between the plates. The thing howls in pain, and it poofs out of nonsensoriness.
Poofs out of nonsensoriness. So
Yep.
now it's super serious now, right?
Super duper serious. The scarabs are defeated. Everyone takes a moment. Beryl starts yelling at everybody, "Get to that deck! Get it resecured now!" And everyone gets to work. Can you please roll for me, as we're out of combat for the moment? We're going to roll just a sleight of hand check.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be a group success or failure.
11.
So it's just over 10s. Rolled for everybody. Okay, so thanks to Gunther, naturally, his nat 20
Oh, wow.
of success there. Gunther starts like directing everybody. He's like, all right, everybody, I know how this past world stuff works. And he starts handing people tools, and they start getting stuff ready.
Does he just keep like several wrenches in his shell?
He's got a whole backpack full, basically. And you guys are able to hodgepodge snap it back together, and you start sailing along. Barrel's like, we gotta figure out what to do about this dragon, or else it's gonna take us down.
I saw rocks down below. I think we might be getting close to land.
Okay, I'll start descending.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say, descend, maybe that way it won't be able to attack us from below.
Okay. And then you start descending, and another roar. My turn that time.
Nice.
And another roar comes, and you start hearing this whoosh of air. Everybody is prepared for it, and you guys fly in, and suddenly one more burst of magic breath as it shoots out towards you guys. Can you please roll for me one more D12? It was a 5 or 6 reroll.
9.
A 9. Okay. And so this time, much more iconic, much more normal, as this thing releases a wild magic breath on you. It comes out like you might expect a dragon breath.
Oh.
And so these little sort of lumps of wild magic power are flying towards you, almost like a puffy cloud, like a cartoon cloud. But as they're hitting, they're splatting, and where they splat and explode, they are releasing a sort of like wild magic fire. And it's starting to attach to the ship.
So
and
it's like alchemist's fire, where it's goo that explodes.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it explodes, and it's burning purpley black nonsense.
Oh.
And Barrel's like, see if you can put those fires out. And she starts descending.
Do I have
anything
in my inventory? You can continue. I'm just looking.
Yeah. So you see like Maud pulls out one of the vials from Barrel, and she like uncorks it and she pours it onto the flame. It seems to go out. She's like, here, I've got some of these, and she tosses some potions to you guys, but there's only a few. Basically, this is that whole, we're all going to see if we succeed or fail. So what we're going to roll here in your choice is survival or nature to basically see if you guys are able to collectively put this out.
My survival is better, so slightly. So let's see if I can do this. 12?
Okay. You guys start putting out the fires. The bloodhounds jump back down out of the ship. Czar's like patting out these fires with his big old meaty paw.
Oh yeah, he can probably just
he
put out a fire with us.
But the fire is starting to spread.
Oh.
And you guys did not succeed. The ship is becoming more and more damaged. Barrel's like, we gotta take it down now. And she's just starting to descend as quick as she can because
I would like, as just to help, I technically have a water skin. I'm going to uncork it and pour it on a fire.
Okay. We'll say you're able to help keep the fire around Barrel going.
Okay.
At about that time, you guys are putting this out. You hear this roar one more time, right? You hear this roar, and this dragon, you guys get down to a point where there's a break in the fog, and this dragon passes through the fog, goes back in.
Oh.
Passes through the fog, goes back in. It's coming off the stern. It's coming towards you guys. You can see it coming. As it goes to swoop by one more time, can you please make a perception check for me?
Natural 20 for 25.
A natural 20 perception check. You see this dragon coming, but at the same time you start to hear a different beating of wings. You start to hear a different sound in the fog.
Like it's a different type of wings?
Like a different type of wings. And as you guys are dealing with this fire that is spreading, you hear an entirely different screech as the sound of a massive ice bird.
You brought her back.
Yep. Appears out of the fog. Swoops down sideways, claws out.
'Cause
and grabs the dragon.
snow rocks are bigger.
Huh? Yeah, this rock is huge. This dragon was probably 30, 40 feet. This rock is 80 feet easily.
Wingspan is the size of a small airplane.
Exactly. So it comes down, grabs the dragon, starts flapping its wings, turns towards the ship, and releases an icy breath towards you guys, helping put out the fire. And with that nat 20 perception check, as it turns to face the dragon again, you see sitting on the bird Cabot Cranberry, Calvacia from Athon the Bog Witch, and the Mojingle. And Cabot looks at you and he goes, "Hello, Kia!
Thank you, Cabot!
This is fascinating!" And then it is going to dip its wing down towards you as it's flapping and give you an opportunity to climb on board. And that's where we're going to end this week's episode of The Fight. And next week, we'll have a special guest once more.
You brought her back.
The return of Calvacia, the Bog Witch, and the bird, Glaciera.
That was totally just a thing that I came up with that
Gotta bring
has
it back, though.
become like an official character now.
Awesomeness. All right, that is where we're going to end it for this week.
That
Plus,
was cool.
the story is it's got to get more epic, right?
Yeah.
Because we're coming to the end. And we'll find out what happens to Kia and her new friends next time. Thank you all for listening. Again, thank everybody who's been sending us kind words or art.
And
We love it.
thank you. Yes. Again, thank you for all of the support and shenanigans.
Roger that. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time and have a wonderful week. What do we say? I guess we just say we'll see you next time
On
Dadventurous.
Dadventurous.